If you'd like to learn how to ferment your own sauerkraut, this is the video series for you. Welcome to part 44 of Back to Basics Canning, where we're showing you how to ferment cabbage into sauerkraut. So part 1 of this 2-part series is going to walk you through how to ferment your cabbage. Because fermentation relies on bacteria that reside on the cabbage itself, you should go through this process within 24 hours of picking. Wash your cabbage well, then shred it. You can cut it into thin strips by hand, or use a food processor if you have one. Then, for every 5 pounds of shreds that you have, add 2.5 tablespoons of kosher salt. Massage this salt into the leaves. Don't be afraid to squeeze the leaves either. This massage and squeezing will draw out the natural juices in the cabbage leaves. And the combination of this liquid and salt will create the brine that you need for fermentation. This process usually takes about 10 to 15 minutes until we have plenty of brine. Load your cabbage into your fermentation crock or a food-grade bucket. Pour the brine over the top, but be clean with this process. If you get any cabbage shreds on the side, wipe them down. We don't want those to mold. You should have enough brine to completely cover your cabbage. If not, try massaging it a little bit more. Press your cabbage down firmly to make sure it is below the surface of that brine. For an added layer of protection, we like to use the outer cabbage leaves as a lid of sorts. This solid surface will help to keep those cabbage shreds submerged under the brine. If you're using a fermentation crock, you can go ahead and place your weights on top and make sure all of your cabbage is submerged. If you're using a food-grade bucket, fill a large bag with a pre-made brine solution. This will be your makeshift weight. If you've made it this far in the video and are interested in doing smaller scale fermentation in quart jars, let us know and we'll do a separate video on that process. Now, because fermentation is an active process, we do not want this to be airtight. This crock uses a water seal, which will allow gases to escape. If you're using a food-grade bucket, you can gently place the lid on top, but don't click it shut. Or if you're doing this in jars, now's the time to place a piece of cheesecloth or a fermentation lid on top. Now, depending on the temperature of your house, your fermentation can take anywhere from 3 to 6 weeks to complete. You'll know the process is done when it stops bubbling. Follow us for part 2, where we show you how to can homemade sauerkraut. Happy fermenting!